Contempt of court. All right, hold on, Mr. Dagmar goes in. I'm seeing there's a contempt of court on file number 21487. So let me find it. It says from district court. Miss Adams, oh, let's see, contempt of court, violation of violations. I'm gonna find it. I'm not seeing. Okay, so. So, Ms. Adams, I know the note says on file number, all right, are you Mr. Kern?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Andrew Walter Kern, file numbers 23-21487FH, 23-488FH. So I have Phoebe Neer appearing on behalf of people and Michael Dagger Margosian appearing on behalf of Mr. Kern. 163. Hold on. So, all right. So I have notes that say on file number 23-1163. There's a contempt of court for violation of bond conditions. But let me see here. This is, what is this? Order of commitment. Becky, I don't see. I mean, they can. I don't have any paperwork on a contempt of court. How am I supposed to know what the contempt of court is for? I can't make it up. I can't find it. I mean, I don't have anything. I got nothing. Find it. I can't find it, but Sam's will look there and she'll find it. So, Mr. Dagger Margosian or Miss Muir, evidently somewhere in district court there was a contempt of court for violation of bond conditions, but I don't know anything about it and I don't have any paperwork on it.
Your Honor, I think it may have been for not setting up the drug testing upon being released from jail. May I speak with Mr. Kern in a breakout room about this case?
Sure. So, Mr. Kern, I am going to open a breakout room and I'm going to put you and Mr. Kern into the jail. Mr. Dagger Margosian, go ahead and join that breakout. I don't know. But I mean, there's no people.
Yeah.
But he's in jail, so it doesn't really matter. And fun.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, it's- good.
It isn't nearly the chaos that we had in district court.
Usually. This could be actually. Judge.
The attorneys to come back. It's a pain.
Yeah, you know. I don't understand. Pete, judges.
All at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
We had. Then they'd switch them around.
Sure.
Defense attorneys is a little
Legs. Oh. See a lot we have done.
I think
I think they're probably just set out
30.
bench trial.
To show.
I think the worst is behind us. I mean, I don't think so unless Sue calls to the husband needs to have tests or something.
Well, we have two of those, one Zoom, one.
Oh. Yeah.
That's, yeah, I went home, worked at the yard. Got kind of watered it because it heat.
Oh.
Then it rained.
Yeah, my grandson, he just bought my brother's house. And he was out there last night to, and he got almost done. And it just, he said it was a downpour.
Yeah, it did, just.
It rained lightly in Indiana, but no.
Well, we,
Did you have a downpour too?
it wasn't a downpour, it was actually very, it was nice rain.
Yeah, and that's what. Yeah.
But it rained for a good half hour.
Yeah.
That storm that was coming across Jan Shore. We didn't see it. It's just kind of-
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Justin thought. He didn't think it was gonna rain, so he thought he'd get his yard mowed. Oh, well.
thing. I used to make we were on the line. So we had- Because I'm sure. This one.
Oh, my God. I have a big house on a small lot, but I'm on the corner. So it does take me about half hour, 40
And
minutes.
I know this.
This flyer's getting hit again. Right. That's-
See, It was.
All right, so Mr. Dagger Margosian, here's what I'm gonna do, Mr. Dagger Margosian, by the way, and Miss Muir. The contempt of court came up with him, and I understand why, but they don't give me paperwork. He's in custody, so failing to set up drug tests at this point is pretty irrelevant.
Your Honor, I mean, based on that, and there is an explanation to go with it as well. So if the court wants me to address that.
I
fine.
just, Miss Muir, is there any objection to me dismissing a 93-day contempt of court, which he's probably already got credit on? Because he's still in jail at this point, just to clean up the file.
So he was released at one point. So I know he was picked up on something. I don't know if it was the contempt or not, or if there was another violation. That's my only concern. It's because he was given a PR bond in district.
So Judge, here's what happened. He was released from Lenawee custody. He was immediately transported to Hillsdale where he had something pending, and that's what the hurdle of setting up drug testing was for.
So he's got new charges. He's in jail. Again, Miss Muir, yes or no? Any objection? You dismissing?
No, I don't have an objection. I guess my only objection is, if we're giving him another PR.
Well, I haven't got to that point. His bond was reinstated. So right now he's got I don't know, $1,000 cash surety on the failure to comply as a sex offender registration. And then what's his other file? He has 2 files, right?
Yeah.
And then the other file is much more serious. So, all right, so I'm going to, Miss Adams, I think I have the file on your desk. Oh, yeah,
Martina's bringing
contempt
it
of court is on the more serious charge. You're not my back.
No. You're correct.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am. So,
Where he was to come in, just had a drug testing, never did it today, should.
Yeah. Okay, all right, so, I'm sorry, so it is on the more serious file, which is the. Hold on. I never see district court paper anymore, so the contempt of court is on the file for the possession of burglar tools. So, and then he must have been picked up on the sex offender failure to comply. So, Ms. Muir, based on the information Mr. Dagger Margosian provided, that he was transferred to another jail, is there any objection to dismissing the contempt of court at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so let me write that in. Okay, so Mr. Dagger Margosian, on these files, this is date and time, except for arraignment. Have you had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Kern?
Your Honor, Michael Dagger Margosian for Mr. Kern. I have spoken to him. We had waived the preliminary exam in these matters to get up to circuit court. Mr. Sneed and I have reached a resolution, and I can place that on record now. It's a global resolution that includes a few files.
All right, Ms. Muir, any objection to him placing that agreement on the record?
No, that's fine.
All right, and Miss Clark, I will need a sentencing date if the plea goes through. All right. Okay, so Mr. Dagger Margosian, starting with file number 23-21487FH. Well, and you waived the reading of the information, correct?
I do, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, so what is the plea on file number 23-21487FH?
Your Honor, on 487FH, Mr. Kern is going to be pleading guilty to counts 3 and 4. That is an RNO and a controlled substance analog possession.
So he's going to plead guilty to count 3 and count 4?
Correct. And in exchange for that, counts 1 and 2 will be dismissed, and the habituals, any supplemental enhancements will be dismissed.
Is that correct on that file, Ms. Mayor?
I guess, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find the notes from Mr. Sneed, but he didn't leave very many.
Well, all right, and then Mr. Degemer, what was the plea on file number 23-21488FH?
21488FH is to be dismissed upon the entry of the plea, or I guess at the time of sentencing. And then additionally, a case that's not in front of you, but I just want to put it for record purposes, 231263SM, Mr. Kern would be pleading guilty to receiving and concealing stolen property under 200.
That's down in district court, so.
Correct. I just wanted to have that on record.
So Ms. Mayor, as far as you're able to ascertain, is that a correct recitation of the plea?
Could I just have a few minutes, because I'm wondering if he didn't leave notes with someone else, because he just says in his file, see notes. So I might check with Miss Arnold if that's okay.
Was there a plea agreement form done? I thought that's what you guys do on each file. You do those.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm looking for. I don't see that he did one. Do you have one, Michael?
I don't have one on this case. Most of the time, Isaac and I just hash it out and we put it in our notes. So I don't have any like formal form saying this.
All right.
Yeah, and all he put in his notes was see global plea offer. I don't know what that means or where this is listed.
All right. I mean, I would surmise Mr. Degemer is truthful in his understanding of the plea, but yeah, go ahead and talk to Ms. Arnold if you want.
I just don't like to agree to something if I don't know.
I get it. I want the prosecutor obviously to not have any issues with this and go from there. So
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Ms. Mayor. We'll wait. All right, Mr. Kern, just be a minute.
Judge, I'm checking my email to see if Mr. Sneed had sent me anything on this.
That's fine.
Okay, I do have it, and it's exactly what I had said, so I can send.
Okay, why don't you send that to Miss Meir?
There's gonna look at you again.
Your Honor, I'm going to send this to you as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Judge, can I go?
Well, I don't know why you're here.
I don't know why I'm here either, but I have permission to leave.
You don't have to stay. You don't need my permission to leave when you're done.
Oh, okay, thank you, Judge. Have a good
Okay,
day.
have a good day, Mr. Malaro.
Okay, I have the form for Mr. Dagger Margosian, so that works.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let's see, Mr. Denver goes in, so send it to me. There we go.
I'm sorry. I hate when I get put on the spot and I don't know, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. It's not that I don't
Okay.
trust
I-
the court
I-
order.
I-
It's okay, don't worry about it, Mr. Mayor. We know, I know that you're always prepared and it's always discombobulating when you get someone else's files. Okay,
Yeah.
so, Mr. Kern, do you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Kern, you have heard the statement of your attorney and the prosecuting attorney. Is it your intention on file number 23-21487FH to plead guilty to count 3, police officer assaulting, resisting, and obstructing, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 2 years in prison and or a $2,000 fine, as well as count 4, controlled substance possession of analogs, which also carries a maximum penalty of up to 2 years in prison and or a $2,000 fine. So is it your intention to plead guilty to those 2 counts?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, put this up to put in Judge Olsinger's file. The habitual offender fourth offense notice would be dismissed, as well as count 1 and count 2. And then the charges in file number 23-21488 will be dismissed. And then it also requires you to plead guilty to count 1, receiving and concealing stolen property under 200 in a district court file number 2023-1263 SM. So that is your understanding of the plea agreement.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's your intention to plead guilty to the 2 counts in my file. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, are you satisfied? Oh, I'm sorry, I have my video off, I'm sorry. So are you satisfied with Mr. Dagger Margosian as your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
Yes.
Okay. Other than the agreement that was placed on the record, neither the prosecutor, the defense attorney, nor anyone on the defendant's behalf has discussed a possible sentence with the court. Is that correct, Mr. Dagger Margosian?
Other than the people just won't take a position at sentencing other than restitution, and that language is in the plea form.
Hold on a second, let me get down there. All right. All right, so the people take no position as to defendant's sentence other than for restitution if any. Okay. Is that correct, Ms. Meir? I do see it down in
Yes.
clause 6, but okay.
Yep,
And
that's
as
correct.
far as you're aware, Mr. Kern, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Kern, if a guilty plea is accepted, there will be no trial. This means that you'll be giving up rights you would have had at trial. I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them. You have a right to a speedy public trial by jury. You may ask for a non-jury trial, and if the prosecutor and court agree, you can have a non-jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have the prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial and have witnesses against you appear at your trial and to ask those witnesses questions. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses you have for your defense to appear at the trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial, not to have your silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. Do you understand that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at trial? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Do you understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right? Do you understand that as well?
Yes, ma'am.
If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization. Do you have any questions about the rights that I've given to you?
No, ma'am, I do not.
All right, so how do you wish to plead to the charge that on or about May 29th of 2023 in the city of Adrian in the county of Lenawee that you did commit the offense of police officer assaulting, resisting, and obstructing? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And how do you wish to plead to the charge that on May 29th of 23 in the city of Adrian in the county of Lenawee that you did commit the offense of controlled substance possession of analogs? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Okay. Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead guilty to this charge?
No, Honor, they haven't.
All right, do you understand if I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead guilty? Mr. Dagger Margosian?
No, the only thing I'll say is that I don't think this was put on record, but there is an additional SORA investigation that, and the agreement is that that will not be charged. So I just wanted to stick that in there. But other than that, no.
Is that in the?
That's in the, yeah, that's in the, under item.
Let me look. All right, so this says they will not charge APD incident number 230007927. So that is in there, Ms. Muir.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Muir, are you aware of any other promises, threats, or inducements?
No, Your Honor.
All right, has your attorney promised you any particular sentence, Mr. Kern, or estimated what your sentence will be?
No, ma'am.
Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Kern, on May 29th of 2023, were you in the city of Adrian in the county of Lenawee?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
And at that time, you came in contact with police officer, I believe it's Adrian Robinson from the Adrian Police Department. Is that correct?
Ma'am.
Say again.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, was he wearing a uniform?
Yes.
Was he driving a car, police car?
Yes, he was.
Okay, and could you see the police car to know it was a police car?
Yes, ma'am.
And you could see Officer Robinson wearing the uniform, so you knew he was a police officer, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what you're charged with is assaulting, battering, wounding, resisting, obstructing, opposing, or endangering Officer Robinson. So I'm gonna guess at some point you tried to take you into custody?
He flicked his lights and siren to try and pull me over, and I ran.
Okay, and so you ran by foot?
Yes, ma'am. I was on a bike, and then I crashed the bike, and I tried running on foot.
Okay, but you knew he signaled you to pull over on your bike. And you knew he was a police officer. And you chose not to pull over on your bike and you ran away.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, are you satisfied, Ms. Mayor?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so at that time, did you also have in your possession some Suboxone?
Yes, I had a Suboxone strip in my wallet.
Okay, and did you have a valid prescription for Suboxone?
No, I did not.
Okay, and you knew it was Suboxone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you satisfied with that then, Ms. Mayor?
Yes.
All right. Has the court complied with MCR 6.302 B, C, and D? Mr. Dagger Margosian?
Yes, Sharon, thank you.
Ms. Mayor?
It has.
All right, I accept the plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of his rights. He does have competent counsel. This court has made no agreement regarding the possibility of a plea or possible sentence in this case with the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the defendant, or anyone else acting in the interest of either of them. I'm going to refer this matter to the probation department for a pre-sentence investigation. Ms. Clark, what would be a date for sentencing on this file?
October 26th at 8:15 a.m.
Mr. Dagger Margosian, are you available that day?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
So, Mr. Kern, a couple things. This is a Judge Olsaver file. And so like last week, I was on vacation, he handled my files. This week, he's on vacation, so I'm handling his arraignments. You have a right to be sentenced by the judge that took your plea. So I took your plea today. But you also have the right to be sentenced by the judge that your file was assigned to. So do you want to be sentenced by me, or do you want to waive your right to be sentenced by me and be sentenced by Judge Olsaver?
Doesn't really matter to me.
Your Honor, if possible, I think we would like to be sentenced in front of you just because you took the plea and know a little bit more about the case.
Okay, so I will set this for sentencing on October 13. Are you available that day, Mr. Dagger Margosian?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, so Mr. Kern, I'm going to set this for sentencing on October 13 at 8:15 in the morning in front of me. All right?
Yeah.
Mr. Kern, I'm looking at your file. So one of the things I want you to think about while you're sitting there waiting for sentencing is you have a couple different counts of failure to register. I know people don't like registering, but it's not hard to do. So you need to think about how you can make sure in your life that you don't mess that up again, okay? So someone from the probation department is going to meet with you at the jail. When you meet with them, be truthful with them about your background, be truthful with them about these events that occurred. They'll prepare a pre-sentence report. We will provide a copy to Mr. Dagger Margosian. He's really good about meeting with his people beforehand, so he'll try to meet with you before sentencing. If he's not able to, I always allow him to talk to you the morning of sentencing. And then we will see you back here on October 13th at 8:15. Do you object to appearing via Zoom like we are right now?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll do that via Zoom. All right, so anything else from Mr. Dagger Margosian or Ms. Meir?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
No,
Mr.
thank-
Moore? Anything for you, Mr. Moore?
No, thank you.
All right, so Mr. Kern, I will see you back on October 13th at 8:15 in the morning, all right? Your bad's continued. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so hopefully they'll bring back Jose Lerma. So I do believe that that concludes our criminal docket. Mr. Dagger Margosian, did you have anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Meir. Thank you, and
I'm missing Ricky Pagan, I guess. I probably
Ricky
missed.
Pagan, Mr. Hartime made notes on that. No rib was prepared, so Mr. Pagan didn't appear. But if I remember correctly, we have an outstanding forensic
Okay,
on him. So I set Mr. Pagan over, and Mr. Hartime was supposed to give a note to the staff there. It was set over to October 25 at 8:30 in the morning because we still hadn't received our forensic.
okay.
All
And
right.
then we're waiting for Mr. Mwad on Ian McCormick.
And Judge, that should be at 11:30. Mr. Mwad was gonna log in then.
Yeah,
apologize.
there's a bench conference at 11:30.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll log back in then.
Okay, so,
And Judge, I think we still need Lerma.
yeah. We're waiting, yeah. He's not, he's a friend of the court though.